Let's talk about it. Character designs in ZenlessZoneZero are super subjective, and this goes into anything in the creative media. Music, character design, background art, you get it, right? All subjective. But I was getting a lot of people. Agreeing with me, but there was also people disagreeing with me as well, which is fine. I always like it when people can disagree but have a value argument as well. However, the whole thing starts to break when people intentionally, and I mean intentionally, do not understand the side that people are coming from when they say, "Hey, I like this design," or two, I don't understand why this design breaks the entire flow." Well, guys, I know some people are saying, "Yeah, I like this design, and it is okay to like this design," but fundamentally, it breaks a lot of stuff. For instance, the moon crescent motif is completely destroyed once the entire body becomes black. When the entire suit becomes black, there's no reason for the crescent moon stockings. Like I said earlier, the crescent moon heels. I said that too. It gets destroyed, so there's no reason to have those. Just put on regular pants. She becomes a barista, a butler. And then it destroys her whole character design, becoming a escape artist. And I don't think people understand that part because they're like, "Oh, how is she an escape artist? It's too sexual once she unleashes everything." Dog, it makes sense. Literally. Her cape on the front, all of it is just locks. She's wearing chains on the back of her arms and she on her wrist as well. And her arms are always tied behind her back like she's being arrested. She is literally breaking those chains, escaping like an escape artist would do, finding ways to unlock herself to be able to fight back. And she has done it plenty of times. And a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, dude." They see this and they start viscerally complaining. And I really would like to know, do you want her to just wear like a giant coat with a big ass coat as well? When, if I just want to keep this in mind, guys, we are in New Eridu, and New Eridu isn't a snowy, cold area all the time in all seasons. It would make sense, right? Like for Grucia, our should I call this a trap? Yeah, basically the equivalent version of a trap, because everyone thought Grucia was a female, but instead it was a guy. It would make sense. Grucia is the ice type gym leader. It makes sense for him. He's in a snowy area. He's a snowboarder, right? But it doesn't make sense for an escapee like Promeia to be wearing all that clothing to begin with. It really don't. It doesn't at all. For her type, it does not. And I like it too. I really do like this design get if she has. Keep in mind, guys, she wasn't going to have all this. Her original design, she was not going to have all this on. But it looks nice on her. And look, oh boy, she's fighting with her arms cuffed together. And then when she takes the cloak off, she's fighting with the cloak that turns into a crescent moon. Her whole motif is escape artist and moon. And the moon, the night, the crescent. It's so cool. And people are not understanding that part because they're like, oh man, sexy Gooner design, oh lord. And they just water that down so much. And they think, wow, since the design is Gooner, it's bad. Which in actuality, that's not the case at all. Because if that was the whole reason, then people, not her, I'll talk about her yet. Jane Doe, a season 1 character. I remember people saying, "Oh, I like Jane Doe," until her trailer came out. And then there were people like, "Damn it, ZZ's going the Gooner route. Why are they doing this?" Y'all started hating Jane Doe. We go to Caesar, right? Caesar was nice too. She was intimidating. She looked the part of being a leader. However, when she was shown off to be a romance enjoyer of liking romance, people got fucking pissed. because they were like, oh my god, she's this intimidating leader, but now she's showing a super duper feminine soft side. Why do they do this? ZZ's going this route again. Oh man, they're trying to do Y's X freaking harem all of a sudden. It's like, what do y'all want? Realistically, what do y'all want? I would love to know. What would y'all want from these characters? And what do you want from the design team? Because clearly the design team has their own ideas and they're executing them pretty well. And clearly it's working, because why am I seeing people switch up on Sissia like always they do? Every time a character comes out, they complain, but then they see them in the story and they swap up. I'm seeing people switch up on Sissia being like, oh my gosh, she's so good in the story. She's so goofy, I like her. She's cute. Are we dead ass? And then the whole, oh, I accidentally exited out something, but, and then the whole coat thing. Well, we're going to talk about her a little bit. And then the whole coat thing, right? Guys, there's another character that also has a coat. Her name is, I know from Pokemon. She's an electric type gym leader. And as you can see in her concept art, that's actually official. Yeah. Sleeveless outfit. No coat. No extra clothing, because it's not needed. Once again, you don't need to double layer up at all. Shoot, I'm wearing a coat too. Short sleeve. Short sleeve because it makes sense. I'm inside the house. I know as a gym leader that's also inside, indoors, a streamer. She don't need to be doubled up. Unless it's really cold. But guess what? She not in cold weather. Promeia is not going to be in cold weather. Hey, look, that's for people who want to be real, want to put the realistic part and want to be practical. But guys, I just want to say one more thing. Guys, ZZZ is an urban fantasy. An urban fantasy. So that means they can take these ideas and create them in a way that, number one, isn't practical in real life. And number two, just go wild with them. They don't have the restraint of realism like most games do that are realistic. An escape artist looking like this is what it's going to look like in New Hairdo and ZZZ. That's their idea of an escape artist. That's cool. Everybody has different ideas and iterations of what stuff can look like. Shoot, a dragon. Buddy, dragons have been the most iterated thing ever in media. There are so many different type of iterations of dragons. I got some examples. This is just the dragon typing alone. Look at all of these Pokemon that are dragons. We have a Goodra, a slime dragon. Tyrantrum, a Tyrannosaurus Rex dragon. We got Hydreigon, a literal Hydra dragon. Haxorus, an axe dragon. Haxorix, axe in the name. Flapple, a dragon apple. Appleton, dragon apple. Dragozolt, Dragovish. They are literally mixed mass fossil dragons. And then we have Baxcalibur, an ice caliber dragon. Guys, I think you get the point now. It is a fantasy at the end of the day. The designers are literally doing what they should be doing. Iterating, being creative, and just going to town on these designs. And then I got a short for y'all. And then I got one more thing. A short for y'all. To basically end off this whole video with a Sunbreaker.
Teaser, the one that showed all the original Void Hunters. In that teaser, the characters are wearing like a Void Hunter cloak. Maybe it's because coming from Genshin, I've already seen Hoyo doing this in the Fatui teaser. But the reason why they're wearing it is obviously to hide and not committed to any outfit, as they might want to change them in the future. Let me make this as clear as possible. These were never intended to be their designs.
They were not. And that was clear as day. That was literally clear as day. These were never going to be these designs. And I saw people even trying to put Romelia up as one of them and saying, wow, they just had to do this exposed design. Of course they had to. Because these designs weren't going to be the same to begin with.
Signs.
And the only reason why she's like this, because, spoiler alert, this is the same character from the past. Yes, she's hag-maxing. She's hag-maxing. This is literally the same character from the past. So she has been wearing, not even just wearing, she's been changing up her outfit slightly from the past to the present.
Signs. We've clearly already seen Swordmaster with his cloak and black hood, and we know Hoshimi Miyabi not to look like this.
Yeah, Swordmaster is an ancestor of Miyabi. Did you honestly think that Miyabi was going to wear the same thing that her ancestors were going to wear? No, times have changed. This is like a 100 years something time gap. Shit can happen in with 100 years. Shit happens in 1 to 2 years.
So why are we suddenly treating these as if it was their
Yup, right here. Yup, here it is. Her design changes a lot. And people are like, they're complaining.
final look? This is not a redesign. If anything, it's a design reveal. Can you just for a moment imagine if all the Void Hunters in ZenlessZoneZero were just made to wear these black cloaks?
And that is literally the whole thing. People are saying, I would pull for this. No, the fuck you would not. If Yishua, Yeishengguan, and Miyabi were all wearing the exact same thing, you guys would be complaining. And don't act like you wouldn't. Because guess what? You guys complained, and I did too, because I called this out immediately. Yishua, Yadari, and Lucia wearing the exact same thing. We will complain about those three with design choices. But if it came to the Void Hunters, I'm sorry, we would do the same thing. Oh, let me get that straight. We would have done the same thing. But most people would be like, nah, I'm good. I actually am fine with all these designs. It makes sense because they're all covered. Okay. Yeah.
At all times, mind you, like, how many years have passed and some bringer is not even allowed to change her outfit? Like, come on. Guys, I have a theory.
It's crazy, right? It is honestly very crazy. You know, that we are really, this has caused character design drama. Because people don't want to learn the lore, and people just don't want to understand how character design works. Yes, it is very subjective. Yes, you can dislike these designs. I'm not saying you have to like everything that's shown off, but at least look into it first and try to learn and understand why they made these design choices. That's enough for me today. I just wanted to make one more video talking about this whole character design subjectiveness stuff thingy, because I made this short and I had a lot of people agreeing, but also people that were like disagreeing with me, which is fine. Like I said before, you can disagree with me what you want, but inherently, people that do redesigns are just redesigning because they just simply do not like fan service, and they're disregarding everything about the genre that they're playing. That's it. I'll see y'all later though.